we don't know about that's coming. They'll blindside us with something, and so I don't want to be blindsided at this point. I want to know exactly what's coming, and I reveal what the Lord tells me to, and I don't what He tells me not to, and so it's all by His hand, folks. Hey Sherry, I just finished listening to the interview you did with the X on Radio, more proper title, the Fake Zone Radio Show. I was completely floored by what I heard. I'm beginning to see why so many people will die in the future because they just don't see the truth for what it is. The guy was a complete moron and a huge atheist, even though he denied it. I applaud your effort on the show because someone out there needed to hear what you were saying. I hope everyone in Canada doesn't think this way. I guess I'm used to the patriots and people fed up with the government in America that hear it differently from uneducated people. Yeah, bless your continuous efforts. Yeah, we'll take some hits just so the message can get out. Question from a listener. I watched a speech on some channel by Michelle Obama the other day. I noticed that she licked out with her tongue about 50 times. Lizard tongue, does she? Moving her tongue out of her mouth and licking around often. Is it possible that she is a lizard too? Yes, well, he's pure lizard. Why not have a lizard wife? He's pure lizard. He's interesting in the Bible codes that you can, there's different terms you can look for, and one is shiftless, and one is shifter. Because I used to see shiftless around my name. I didn't understand what that was. Shiftless. S-H-I-F-T-L-E-S-S. Shiftless. And you have shifter among other people's names, and it didn't. The light bulb never turned on until much later. That talking about shape-shifting. Shifters are people that can shape-shift. And so it's interesting. Just little things you have to pick up when it comes to analyzing codes. Question from a listener. Sherry, yes, X on Radio does suck. What a bunch of nut buckets. Anyway, when it's like the best time of day to put out Oregon, I don't want to be seen and stopped by police for something ridiculous like littering or something. I figured the nighttime would be better. What do you think? I have traveled this country at nighttime. I have seen one end of the other at night. And so definitely, when it starts to get dusk out, I've had people take apples with them, so if they got pulled over, they could just tell the cop they threw an apple out the window. I wait until people, if you're on the highway, and you're throwing out an Oregon puck every 2 miles or so, when you throw it out of your window, don't let your arm go out of the window so they see your arm. Just kind of toss it inside your car so that it goes out your window without the person behind you seeing your arm. I always slow down. I get in slow lane and I go slow when people pass me, and then when they're passing me, I throw it. Or the passenger throws it I'm driving with. So just slow down and let them pass you. I don't toss them with people behind me. Another big reason I do a lot of traveling at nighttime is that so people don't see you. Now when out west, it didn't really matter because there's nobody on the roads in those deserts. And if there are, all you have to do is drop down to the speed limit and they'll pass you. Email from a listener. Hi, Sherry. Just wanted to mention that when I was at Benny Hinn, they had metal detectors, so try to get there ahead of time if you're planning to give it to them. I don't think metal detectors can detect Oregon. I've gone through airports with my Oregon pendant on, and the metal detector never went off. So I don't think there's enough metal in for some reason the resin hides it or the Lord just does. I don't think the metal detectors will get the Oregon. We'll find it. I guess I'm going to find out at the Capitol sooner or later. I'm going to try it up here at the court here too, because I haven't been through one yet that a metal detector. Now I don't know about the bigger pieces of Oregon. But I haven't noticed it to pick up the pendants yet. So if somebody knows if they've gotten through metal detectors with 3-ounce pucks or 5-ounce, let me know. I just don't think they're going to be able to find it. And you don't even have to get inside the facility he's at. Just get outside of it. Get the roof. Get the area around it. Just get some in the area around it, because he's waiting on Satan to arrive and demonic power. He gets his power from demons. And if they can't get inside of the building because the area outside is Oregoned, he has no power because they won't come in. They won't go through the Oregoned area to get to him. email from a listener. Hi, Sherry. I'm from Montreal, Canada, and I just have a quick question for your show tonight. How do you think all the chosen are going to find one another? And when the abomination of desolation is seen in Jerusalem, do you think we'll be able to find one another, or do you think we'll all be on our own? I think we should all try to find a way to get together and survive as a group. I don't know what your thoughts are on this, but I'd love to know. By the way, Rob sucks, and do you think he should be punished for it? He served a purpose. You know what the Lord's told me is that, because several years ago I was in a panic over, we got to get a safe haven for the Lord's people together. And you start hearing about, these groups that are already together. The problem is, the Lord told me, is that they're all infiltrated by the government. They're all infiltrated. And when time comes for Him to protect those who He considers as truly His and have already been tested, don't need to be tested through martial law, He'll protect you. He will literally just take you where you need to be. And so, just put your faith in Him, Don't be so fearful. Question from a listener. I'm worried about Obama as a reptilian. I really like what he has to say. I am actually a supporter since his preacher has come out and made his comments. How has that changed things? Would his preacher be able to know if he's a child of Satan or not? You know what? Other than his racist comments, I liked what his preacher was saying. I was like, go, go, go. He had a lot of truth. We all know the government was behind 9/11 and all this other stuff. He isn't saying anything else anybody else hasn't said. He just has that racist slant, and I get so tired of it. I've run into more racist black people than I've ever run into racist white people. They're just so racist. And so I can't take a racist slant from any race. I can't stand racism. I don't care what race it's coming from. I hate racism, and so his racist slant is what really hurts him. Oh, okay. A heads up from a supporter. I got through the detector at the airport with a 3-ounce puck in my backpack. So there you go, folks. Yeah, I didn't think the detectors could pick these things up. And they can't, so don't worry about it. Go ahead and get your gun done. Stuff them in your purse, stuff them in your pockets, whatever it works, Sherry, thank you so much for talking about how we have the right to protect ourselves. I've needed to hear that from you. I respect and love you so much. Oh, I love you too. I love all of you, and some of you really crack me up. Some of you just give me a lot of energy and motivation to just keep going with what I'm doing, because of your own love for the Lord. Hi, Sherry. First here in Quebec, Canada. We love you. At least we do. Have you ran other world leaders to the Bible Coach to Stephen Harper of Canada? I've been keeping my eyes on Canada, simply because I have so many supporters from Canada. Also Australia. Haven't seen anything coming up. Quebec comes up every once in a while, and so I've been trying to keep my eye on Quebec. It hasn't nothing dominant right now, because when something is dominant, I'll see it. For instance, the avian flu in China, which is a bio-attack. We all knew that. America going into an alliance with Delhi, India, because that's Maitreya's home base right now. And you'll see the Chinese at war right now with the Tibetans, the Buddhists in China, which is very interesting, because that's Maitreya's stronghold. That's this whole New Age of Aquarius garbage. That's their strongholds, the Himalayas. And so now you see China acting out against them. So that's interesting. Another thing is Japan coming up in the codes, and this renegade iceberg I've been talking about to watch out for, because that's still in the codes. This huge iceberg that's going to break off from the north and cause incredible amounts of flooding. I believe it'll hit our west coast, might hit Japan, maybe somebody else. But we've got a renegade iceberg coming, and so, for that to keep coming up in the codes causes a lot of concern.